Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I'm your watch guy today. Please remember to subscribe to the channel just below just there. The watch market is not short in any way, shape or form of sub $300 divers packed with NH35 movements funded on Kickstarter. That's pretty much the standard way to go nowadays. But one of these pieces has got me really excited. And I mean, it's the most exciting Kickstarter I have seen since I've started reviewing Kickstarter watches, I think. Now this one isn't live until next year, but I've been really lucky to get one of the first samples to review. And I really do have to thank Pascal at Wicked for that because, yeah, that's really appreciated. Now this watch has got me excited because I believe this is the next generation of Lume. This is the next generation of Lume watches. They're doing something very, very special and something that no one else I've seen at this price range does. And that's called Lumicast. Now I'll get into that a little later, but the watch itself is pretty special and the pricing, nothing to be argued with. Now these are going to be available as either a NH35 Japanese movement or a Swiss movement. Now the NH35 is the standard watch and then they have the Swiss premium version of the watch also. Either way you want to go, I think these are really, really solid options. So let me turn this camera around and let me introduce you to the Wicked Pearl Diver. So this is the Wicked Pearl Diver that I've received. Now this watch will be available in two movement options. It'll be available in the NH35 movement option, which is a popular movement, especially with watches under $300, which actually this is a lot under that at the early bird price. It will also be available in the Swiss STP 111 movement. So you can pick it up with a Japanese Seiko movement or a Swiss movement. Completely up to you. There is obviously a price difference in that. So if you got on the early bird of the Japanese movement, it will come in at 199 Swiss francs, which roughly translates to $215, I think. If you wanted to pick it up in the Swiss movement, it will set you back 299 Swiss franc, which I think that they're really good prices. They've obviously tried to offer these watches at really affordable prices, especially for those early bird prices there. I mean, it's definitely a temptation for myself. Now I have in front of me the forged carbon fiber dial option. There will not be a price difference for the carbon fiber dial and the standard dial. If you wanted to see the standard dial, Watches with George has the review on that one. Go and check him out. Great reviewer also. Once again, he obviously doesn't have these boy band good looks, but you know, the man knows a watch. So let me get into the dimensions of this watch. It's a really wearable diver. Very, very comfortable piece to wear also. It's 40 millimeters in diameter. Very popular size, very popular for a lot of people because it fits well on wrist. It is a tall fella. It's 14.2 millimeters thick. Lug to lug, it is 45.5 millimeters. And these lugs come in at 22 millimeters, which you will find bands very easily for that. Speaking of which, these are not normal spring bars. You can see here, they are screw-in bars for this band here. Wicked actually do provide you with a tool, and I'll show you that right now. So this is the tool that you would receive with one of these watches. Just unscrew this for you. This is a high grade stainless steel, which means it's more resilient than a usual stainless steel tool. Screwdriver at the top here, and this is a little spring bar tool. And I believe that Pascal said that you'll also provide some spare bits for them, which it's not something that people have to do. It's not something that a watch company has to do. It's, I believe, because he wants to give you the best product he possibly can. And that's what comes across in this watch to me. Another thing that's really nice, you know I said about the Lumacast? Well, this tip of the tool here is actually lumed, which is, it flows throughout the entire design of the watch, the lume in this. The lume is absolutely brilliant, and I will get to that. But there are also little lumed pieces along the way, which is really nice. This being one of them. Pascal has also provided me with this leather watch roll. This is what the watches will come in. Well, I say that, but one of the changes is that this is going to be a brown leather watch roll. It's also going to be slightly bigger. Also, this is what you will expect to get with your watch, little QC card. I expect that'll say something like QC passed on it. Next generation Lume, as I said, it rarely is, and you want to wait out for that. And that is a metal guarantee card. The only other time I've seen that is with Zelos. And if that's anything to go by, this is going to be a very good bloody product, isn't it? So again, this is a really nice option for me because it obviously shows that they want to provide you with something that you can use again, something that's actually functional, rather than a big wooden box that's going to sit in your cupboard like mine do. Another nice thing is, again, as I said, little pieces of lume flow throughout this watch, and this is also lumed. Really nice to see. Crazy, but really nice to see. The final part of the package for me to show you is this NATO strap that Pascal has provided. Now this will be a stretch goal, I believe. They will also provide a rubber fitted strap with the watch, which is, again, really nice to see. Gives you a lot of options. And I don't think that they're going to have any issue hitting these stretch goals because I think everyone is going to want one of these, myself included. So back to this gorgeous, gorgeous watch. Now there are going to be some prototype changes. So first of all, the case back is going to be executed better on the inscriptions here, which is good to see. A lot of these changes are improvements to the prototypes that they received. It's nice to see because they've seen the first product and they thought my customer deserves slightly better than this, and they've gone back to it. So again, nice to see that. The strap will be the same leather as the watch roll, the same colour leather too. I believe they'll be brown leather watch rolls. All the inserts will be put through a special quality control. The watch roll, as I mentioned, will be slightly bigger. The carbon dials will have white print on the Wicked logo for better visibility, which I really do appreciate because that was going to be one of my moans, but Pascal's already taken care of that. Case quality will be improved. Hands will come from a different supplier and they will be better quality than these hands on this model here. It'll be the same handset, I imagine, but it will be a better quality handset. Again, another thing that I was going to put into my moan section, but yeah, he's already taken care of that. All orders will come with a custom rubber strap, and the date window on the carbon dial will be colour matched. Well, black with white print, which again, really nice to see, and I think that's a little bit of quality also. Now let me get into the watch. Let me tell you about this absolutely gorgeous piece. I have been wearing this all week. I've been wearing this since it arrived. I can't get it off wrist. It's absolutely brilliant. I'll just show you the finishing on the casing. We have a really nice bowl style case. Now this is a bronze CUSN8 casing, as you would have probably guessed. We have long, slightly curved lugs to this one, which seem to be detached from the actual case design itself and become a little feature of their own. As I said, really nice bowl type of effect to this casing, and it really does flow with a nice design. Has a little bit of a 50 fathoms type of styling to it, I believe. We have a very large piece over here acting as crown guards. It is one singular piece molded out of the side of the case, as you can see there. And it's a very pronounced piece over here with the screw down crown tucked away inside of it. Very functional, but again, a nice piece of styling to it. The crown itself has good levels of grip. It's also in a gear style shape, and that flows through the rest of the casing. Also that gear style shape, it flows through the bezel. Just screw that back in. This is a loomed crown, also signed and loomed. That Pearl Diver anchor printed to the dial there. As we move to the case back of this watch, it is a screw down stainless steel case back. Inscribed on the centre there is the basilisk from Basel, which pays tribute to the brand owner's hometown of Basel. That is where Pascal is from. Very nice design, actually. I quite like that myself. It's a little bit original, a little bit different. And as I did mention, they will be doing this better on the production models. So going from the back here, where you can see a little bit of information inscribed on the back, it looks like it's going to be a numbered piece. out of 500. That'd be really nice to see if that's correct. As we move on into this bezel, it is a gear style shape to this bezel, gear style grip, which flows really nicely with that crown. It's a really nicely fitted bezel, has a really good action to it, really well fitted to the casing. It is also lumed, the insert is lumed itself. I will show you that later on in the Lume shot, and I just want to show you the actual sound quality to this click, very tool style. Really nice click to that one. Let me just realign it. Now this is a sapphire single domed crystal. It has slight AR reflective coating on it. Now between the casing, the screw down crown, the screw down case back, this provides the watch with 200 meters of water resistance, which is very acceptable for a dive watch of this caliber. Now as we move on into the dial of this watch, I think this is really the biggest feature piece of this design. As you can see, that forged carbon fiber dial, absolutely lovely dial. Those grey tones against the black tones are just absolutely fantastic, and I think it fits really well with this bronze casing. Now the indices on this dial are impressive. They have a sort of aged tone to them. I don't know if that's because of the Lumacast application or if that's just the colour that they were going for, but this Lumacast is so impressive. Now a lot of us wouldn't know what Lumicast is. It's only available really, from what I've seen, in higher end watches, and we're talking thousands of pounds of watches. Now I didn't know what this was myself until I started talking to Pascal about this watch, and he told me about it. I looked into it, he showed me the pictures, and I was just like, I need this thing in my life. I need one of these on my desk. So let me explain how I understand it. Lumicast is exactly that, casted lume. It's using 3D ceramic parts filled with lume, which is so impressive. And it really does relay to this Lume shot, and you'll be very excited for it, but I'm going to hold off slightly until I've finished the dial section of this review. Now up at the 12 o'clock index, we have a hourglass shaped index. Very nice to see them going for something a little bit different on it. At the 6 and 9 o'clock, we have curved batons, and on the rest of the indices, we have circular hour markers. Over at the 3 o'clock, however, we do have this date window. Now, it is a white date window on this here prototype, but on the finished and production models, this will be a black colour matched date wheel, and it will have white markings on it, or white numerals. So up towards the 12 o'clock position, we have the wicked printed logo. Again, that will be white in the actual production models, which will be easier to see on these carbon dials. Down towards the 6 o'clock, we have the Pearl Diver print, 660 foot, 200 meters, automatic. The handset on this one is completely different to anything I have seen in the past. We have a sword style minute hand with this bronze type of finish to it. The hour hand is a very elongated arrowhead, very broad arrowhead styling, and the second hand taken away, sweeping away there, does have a arrowhead finish to it with a little tiny red tip, if you can see that there, little bit of detail in there. And at the other end of this second hand, the counterbalance is a really nice anchor shape finish, which flows with the rest of the casing. If you look back to this crown here and later to the buckle, that's the little symbol they've gone with for these divers. Now these hands are loomed. Another thing to mention about this watch, this is 100% Swiss loom. Not the type of loom that you'll get from Chinese made watches, not the type of loom that you'll get from your basic watchmakers. They often mix loom for watches. However, this is 100% Swiss Luminova, which again is a piece of quality in itself, especially if you look into the price difference between actual Swiss Superluminova and the stuff that a lot of other companies use. I really do enjoy these very attractive grey waves through this dial. They catch the eye when you're reading the time, they catch the eye while it's on wrist. It's just an absolutely gorgeous watch all in all. Now, as I've promised, Here is the Lume shot for this Pearl Diver, and I just can't at all give this enough credit. It's absolutely amazing in person. This is one of those watches that you will wear for half an hour outside, you'll come inside and it's bloody glowing. You go into a slightly darkened area and it's glowing. It's absolutely fantastic. And they've really outdone themselves with the Lume on this watch. If you are a fan of Lume, you need this piece in your collection. This is something completely different to what you can pick up on the market. This is actually the best Lume that I've probably seen on a watch. Best Lume that I've had in front of me on the desk to be reviewed. This tops them all. It just does. Moving on from this dial, we move to this band, and it's a very, very comfortable Crazy Horse leather band. It's really nice in feel. It has that suede type of feeling to the top of it and the leather feel to the back. We have two keepers, very nice stitching up towards the lugs of this one. We have a bronze buckle again with that crown, and this again is loomed, which is really nice to see. Down at the tip we have another little nice piece of stitching. It's just a really quality band fitted to this. Again, they haven't cheaped out. They've gone for what's affordable in the price range and they've applied it. Instead of trying to make as much profit as possible, it's just refreshing to see in the market, really. As I mentioned, this will come with a rubber custom band. As well as that though, you will have stretch goals, I believe, for that NATO strap, which again, I'm not doubting that they'll hit those stretch goals because this is a fantastic piece and it's a bargain. Now let me just pop this on wrist and show you how it fits to my 6.2 inch wrists. So this is the Wicked Pearl Diver on wrist, and you know what? It's an absolute pleasure to wear. It's just so comfortable on wrist, catches the eye, does everything that you need it to do. It's just an absolutely brilliant watch to have. I can't tell you how much of a fan I am of this watch. I can't tell you how excited I was to get this in. It was just, yeah, I'm just so glad that they sent one in for me to review. Now, I do have a moan section for this watch, but it's a little bit of a different one because a lot of my moans, they've been taken care of. So first of all, the handset here is slightly rough in finishing, but this isn't going to be the handset quality that you get on the production piece. So yeah, I can't really moan about that. Another one was that the Wicked logo was slightly blending into the dial. They're going to do that in white, so they've taken care of that too. I mean, everything that I thought of, really, they've already thought of themselves and they're going to take care of it. The one moan that I possibly could have, and I'm going to tell you now, I sat and stared at this watch for about half an hour trying to pick it apart, trying to pick what I don't like about it. And this is the one thing that I came up with. I would like to see a slightly shorter hour hand. And that's all I have. That's it, guys. This watch is just really yeah, taking me aback a little bit. The thing that I think they've done well is that they haven't gone for profit. I mean, they could have made a lot more profit on this watch, but they haven't. They've decided to put out a really quality piece at a really affordable price, and they've been fair to their consumer. And again, I think that's really refreshing to see in this watch market. Unfortunately, guys, this isn't my piece to keep. This will be going on to another reviewer, and that's an absolute shame because it means I'm going to have to go back this campaign because I need one of these in my collection. The only thing that I now need to decide is whether I want to go Swiss or I want to go with the standard version. I think I might go Swiss. Another thing to mention is that not everyone's a fan of bronze watches. They've got that covered too. They're already looking at making a stainless steel version of this piece. Not everyone's a fan of carbon fibre dials. They have a standard dial for you to go and look at. Go check out George's channel. He has that one in. It's just been an absolute pleasure to have it in. It's been a pleasure to wear it. It's been a pleasure to review it. And it's going to be absolutely heartbreaking to move it on to the next reviewer. But I'm sure once they've got their Kickstarter going and they've got these into production, I'm going to have one back in my collection. There are also a couple of other dial options that they may have in the works. I've seen them and they are special. They are very special. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Please do subscribe to the channel and I will see you in the next one.